that your kind of go-to?
So I have actually done it for blonde beers, amber beers, as well as the brown Belgian beers as well. I've used it really across the board, and I really wouldn't have done this if I hadn't read about an experiment that Michael Tonsmere did, the mad fermentationist, on his blog, where he did some different honeys for different beers and really
Mhm.
talked about the different flavor aspects of each varietal
Yeah.
honey, which I found fascinating. And for my wedding, one of my friends and I brewed. This was when I didn't have like a complete system. We did it all on his system over 2 days. We brewed 20 gallons of honey oatmeal porter
Sounds delicious.
for the wedding gift, and it clocked in. I think it was like 7.88%.
Okay.
And each 5 gallon batch had a different honey varietal added. And when we
Oh.
bottled them all, we put like a white cap or a red cap
Mhm.
or a green cap so we could know each one. And the buddy who I was brewing with was really skeptical that this was going to have any impact in the beers whatsoever. And I think it was around 12, 13% honey in each one of the beers to bring that ABV up. And even in a dark beer, I really thought I kind of agreed with him, but I wanted to play with it as well. Even with the roasted grains and that dark profile that you get with the porters,
Mhm.
um, the honey varietals, they shone through, and each one of them had a really unique flavor that added to the beer. Some were like, had hints of cinnamon, some
Mm.
had hints of marshmallow, some had hints of, sweet candy,
Mhm.
really interesting varietals. And so it was pretty cool. We gave them all away, a vast majority of them away during the wedding as kind of like the welcome gifts.
Mhm.
And then we had, I'd say, 20 or 30 small bottles left over from what we wanted to keep to enjoy ourselves. And then we both entered them into competitions. And that was actually the one that won the first competition, was the got an honorable mention
Yeah,
in
that's awesome.
for that beer, which really kind of said like, oh, maybe I can do this. Maybe this is something I can do that's competition outside of swimming, water polo, or whatever else I was doing.
Yeah, so what you're saying is you've always had the competitive drive.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I've always been a rather competitive person, really into playing sports and competing with friends, playing on teams.
Yeah.
And this was just as I got older, and that aspect of my life has taken a back seat. It's still something that I can do here and there to make myself feel good, get a ribbon,
Yeah.
and kind of, showcase that I can still do stuff, maybe not as physical as I used to do before,
Yeah,
but
right?
I can still compete in other stuff.
Exactly. So, do you have, like, a go-to honey that you prefer over many, or are you or depending on the Belgian style you're going for, you have particular honeys that you use for those?
I've mostly been still experimenting with them. There is
Okay.
one though that I do like. So there's a bunch of different like varietal honeys that are out there that all give different things. There's some High Plains Clover honey that I think is probably the favorite that I've had so far. I've used it in a Beer de Garde. I've used it in a Belgian Dark Strong. That for some reason the honey flavor is not delicate enough that like it's gonna disappear behind the esters
Mm,
of the Belgian beer,
right.
but it's still enough there where you're getting this really nuanced honey profile that's floral and sweet and rich, and really complex, that
Right.
adds
Yeah.
I think really adds something to the beer that if I'm entering, especially if I enjoy myself, but if I'm entering into a competition, I find possibly sets it
Mhm.
apart. And I've never heard, unless I list it, I've never actually had a judge come back and say, did you add honey to this?" Which I found interesting because I can pick it up. Um, because I know it's there, but
Right.
I think when it's layered in correctly within the recipe, it can really make a unique and really enjoyable beer.